Hey guys, it's Desiree with Soul Path Astrology coming at you with a special edition video to honor the fall equinox here in the Northern Hemisphere. So, equinoxes are the balance point between equal amounts of daylight and night light. So light and darkness, and here we are in the equilibrium. And interestingly, we're also in between eclipse season. So we just finished a partial lunar eclipse. We'll be moving into our solar eclipse into October. And so here is an opportunity to touch base with yourself and have equal parts inside and outside, equal parts shadow and light, and allowing for yourself to, in between these two luminary issues, right? In between the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse, there's this sort of liminal space, not unlike, those days between Christmas and New Year's that sort of feel like days outside of time. So, from an energetic level, that's sort of where we are right now, right here in this equinox. There's a beautiful opportunity to reveal, to illuminate where there might be shadows that are rising for you. These might be long held patterns that are finally ripe. They're ready to come online into your conscious awareness. They're ready for you to bring forth into your loving gaze, where you can, with discernment, decide whether or not these systems, these beliefs, these patterns of thought, these patterns of behavior are serving you still. Take this time of equidistance, if you will, between things to find the balance point, to unearth what's been in the dark and to shine some light on it, kind of like a horizon line. So, what's rising on your horizon? What's coming into your awareness? And where might there be opportunities for you to declutter some of the stuff that has been coloring your interpersonal relationships, your relationship with money, your relationship to your physical health? These are all interrelated. And so there's a wonderful opportunity here to really dig deep and make some time to do some journaling, take some time to exit out of your daily doings that you would typically be engaging in, and step outside of your patterns, step outside of your habits, and become gently curious, softly curious around what is there for you to know. Like, what is it that you've been wanting yourself to know? You've been wanting yourself to see, but until now, you haven't really had the fortitude, you haven't had the courage, you haven't had the resources, inner or outer, to really face it, right? Because it can be disruptive, right? When we start to see how some of our behaviors and patterns have been playing out in our lives, we can see the ripple effects, often negative ripple effects of these choices. A lot can come up, a lot of guilt can come up, a lot of feeling culpable, a lot of, that desire to turn and run and turn towards what we've historically done to not face that, whether that's scrolling on Facebook or getting involved in some kind of drama, or suddenly having 1,000 chores that need to get done, or books that suddenly need to be read, or, vacuuming the moon, like whatever it is that you do to avoid being in this present moment for what's arising in this present moment. Today, this equinox is such a beautiful, energetic, potent time to just rest in this present moment. Notice the discomforts that arise and show up for yourself. Show up for those discomforts in a way that maybe you never have. It's very tempting for us to stay on the soil, or on the surface level of our feelings, on the surface level of what's going on in our lives, instead of allowing ourselves to sink down, down, down into the depths, into the loamy, soily depths of our real feelings. And where do we feel those in our body, right? Like, as we come into fall, which is what the equinox is, the beginning of fall, this is when things start to close down. This is when trees are drawing their sap away from their outside edges. They're coalescing it inside the trunk, inside the root systems. And, their leaves fall. This productivity falls because there's this inner turning. And that's what in the Northern Hemisphere we're coming into, this deep inner turning, this inner opportunity to touch in with your roots, quiet your mind, and reconnect with something vital. This is a beautiful time too to reconnect with your ancestry, to do some like medicine work with respect to that. There's there's something very magic about connecting to your back body. So if you just bring your awareness to your spine, to the back of your head, to the back of your legs, like even the back of your arms, and just breathing into the back of you. This is your past, your lineage, your medicine from. This is where things maybe are stuck, right? This is your past traumas that are stuck in there. There's this chance now to like quietly and lovingly sink into being with these things, acquainting yourself with these parts of you that you have been trying to avoid, that you've been trying to not notice, that you've been busying your life around so that you don't have to face them. And right now is such a beautiful, potent time to do it. The growth and the learning and the shedding of what's no longer serving you so that you can clean your system up, you can purify your energy body so you can really show up for what you came here to do. This is the work that we're being called into right now in this potent time. And so if you want to deep dive with that, if you want to have some help or a container to support your growth in that, if you're looking for an outside perspective to maybe shed some light on what you can't see, it's often hard when we're in our own stuff, when we're in the jar, to see the label on the outside. And so having a trusted third party, a trusted advisor, a trusted friend who can maybe see some patterns, see where you're tripping, and help you to see this in a gentle and compassionate way. If that's something you want, if you're ready to have space held for your journey, compassionate understanding, and a no bullshit approach, right? I mean, this is compassionate, but it's also authentic and true. And that's, again, this middle point, this middle ground, the equidistance between overly compassionate and overly critical or overly like to the point. There's a sweet spot in the middle where they both get to exist. And if that's where you want to arrive for, and you want some support in that sweet spot, I would love to help. I'd love to offer an opportunity to have a reading. You can find a link below in the video description to my calendar, and we can set something up for you. Take advantage of this potent time if that resonates. If this is like something you've been contemplating, if it's something you've been sort of like thinking about, jump on it. This is a wonderful time to do so. It's very supportive energetically. So anyway, take care of yourself. Again, I do look forward to seeing you guys again next week for a card reading. And in the meantime, enjoy this potent equinox energy. Bye for now. Oh, and always like, love, and share if you find value. Okay, see ya.